Kings of Dirt is presented to you by Broadlink, serious bandwidth for serious business. Brother, print, copy, scan, fax, label, and so much more. Driven by the all-new Ford Ranger. Ford, go further. And KTM, ready to race. Coming up on this week's Kings of Dirt, we take a look at the highlights of Round 4 of the National Off-Road Championship from Stella in the Northwest.
It's a small town in the northwest, and it consists of a lot of farmers. There's a lot of industry. There's a gold mine, Kalahari Gold, and there's also dairies, big dairies, and there's chicken farmers, milk farmers. There's a lot of schools in Stella, and we are part of the Texas of Africa, best cattle in the country here. If you enter Stella, you find the Stella salt pan. They used to make salt in the old days. The people come with their ox wagons and come and make salt at Stella, buy salt at Stella, and then go back to Pitlacy and the other regions of the country in the Kalahari to feed their cattle salt.
The halfway point of the season, and championship still far from being decided, it was crunch time for the competitors. From here on, it's all about winning.
It's a little bit chillier this morning, so it's going to be a little bit difficult opening the road, but I'm going to have some fun today. I'm looking forward to it. The route looks like pretty much like Botswana style, so I think it's going to be good for me today.
I've never been here before. I'm really actually quite amped to ride. The terrain looks really good. The traction felt amazing yesterday, so really excited.
Today looks like it's going to be a nice day. This terrain looks pretty good. Hopefully not too dangerous, and I'm sure that my Martis tyres are going to give my Fox Silkeline Force Fuels Roost KTM the grip that it needs to get up there.
If we look around, it's very flat, and I think it's going to be fast. So if I can get a top 5 overall, I'll be happy again and just win my class.
Confidence comes with when you're having fun on the bike, and I'm having so much fun on the bike, so I'm pretty confident. We're going to take it as it comes. If I win there today, it's going to be great. It's going to be a bonus, but I'm going to keep my head, stay on 2 wheels, and have as much fun as I can.
The thing is, Ross has got like a 9-point gap, so it's Lawrence and myself really need to beat him so we can close the gap. We can't let him run away with it, so yeah, it's just pretty much go out there and hang cable.
With 2 wins out of 3, it was all about catching Ross Branch in his first full national competitive season. Kenny Gilbert and Lawrence Mahoney, not far behind on points, knew it was now or never. With a healthy 10-point lead in the overall championship, Ross Branch got proceedings underway on the 350-kilometer race, with Kenny Gilbert following 15 seconds later. With such dry conditions, once again, dust would be the contributing factor from the start line. Both KTM riders, Lawrence Mahoney and Lo Schmidt, were straight into it, and with the sun still low over the horizon, the first lap was sure to be a lot slower.
quite open here, the terrain, so you can kind of see the dust for quite a while. It's just when you get into their, when you close into their like probably 15 seconds, 20 seconds, you're obviously in their dust. So you just got to kind of hope you make some mistake, or yeah, you don't want to take too many risks.
The last race was my best, as you said, and I'm very happy with that. Knowing a few of the fast guys in the 450s fell out, so I was privileged enough to move up 2 positions. But my goal for the year was to get a top 5 overall, and obviously on the 250 it's very hard, but I need to push myself to get up there.
With a great 2013 season behind him, Tim Young has come back in 2014 and is holding on to 5th in the championship with a large pack breathing down his neck, including 250 class leader Tyrone Miller. Jared Coetzee shrugged off an early crash which could have ended his entire season, but the kid just shrugged it off, but he would have to rejoin much further down the order.
I think it's definitely a lot of experience that comes into play at the senior national. I don't think you can just pitch up here and expect the top 5. You know, it's really, really hard work, and the more experience you have, the easier it is.
After a DNF in the last round, Dylan Ings was looking to get back on track for the season, and after only 30 kilometers, he'd already made up big ground. Lawrence Mahoney has been training with Bernard McGee throughout the season, and it shows as the pace of the Yamaha rider has increased drastically as he lies in the top 10 of the championship.
There's 2 loops. The one loop is the red loop for the bikes in the beginning, and the blue loop for the quad racers. The red loop consists about sand, field, bush, a lot of stones in the hills, nice countryside. There's a lot of kudus and natural wild animals. Further on is it's spectacular to be on top of that stony hill. We call it Scorpion Hill because when you fell down you only pick up your bike, not the stones, because there's a lot of scorpions underneath it.
On the second lap, Ross Branch managed to keep the gap to just over 15 seconds ahead of Kenny Gilbert and Lawrence Mahoney, 2 mates battling it out for the championship.
Yeah, no, I just had a right mindset. I just went into this race wanting to ride smooth and do well. So I'm just going to keep it together and see where I end up.
Senior rider Bolly van Rooyen lay in 5th overall, but would later suffer from some bike troubles, whilst teammate and OR2 leader Tyrone Miller was on a flyer and had passed another teammate, Lo Schmidt. Schmidt still held the lead in the OR3 category. Not far behind this, a great battle started to heat up between Sharon Moore and Dylan Ings. Ings just waiting to pounce on the Kawasaki. JC Nienaber has also had a great start to the season, and the Manhand Yamaha rider was on course for yet another great result. However, Bernard McGee was looking to change that, as he was now right on the tail of Nienaber.
I don't feel any pressure today. Obviously, I do put pressure on myself to perform. I'm not as fit as I should be, not even nearly. But I'm going to just go into it just hoping to do the best that I can, keep it safe, get to the finish line, not make any mistakes. Hopefully, if the guys make mistakes in the dust, just pick them off one by one and get to the end.
After a long layoff due to his injuries, Nick Pienaar was straight back on the pace, looking to hunt down riders such as Wade Blau, Estienne Steenkamp and Hein van Niekerk Jr., who in his own right was having a great day.
Really fortunate to be where I am now. Really grateful for all the help I've been getting from all the sponsors. You know, without them, progressing in the sport is impossible. And yeah, from being a junior to racing here in the senior national, it's quite a big leap. You know, the distance is way bigger, and you know, the pace is really, really high.
Reminds me of the good old days, this, but hell of a lot of dust. You just got to watch yourself, but it's a good, safe race, and I'm glad to be out here.
The main thing is obviously to put down a hot lap in the beginning and try to separate yourself from everybody else as far as you can, and not make any mistakes. It's so easy, and the speed from everybody is so fast. If you overshoot one turn, then you lose 4 positions. So I think the main focus for me today is not overshoot any turns and just ride the best I can.
Nearing the halfway point, riders held their positions and were looking forward to the compulsory 15-minute decontrol. Schmidt had made his way back past Tyron Miller after he had suffered a huge crash and losing his peak in the process.
The organisers have put on a good event. I mean, they've done the best with what they can do with the terrain. It's very dry and dusty, flat out, but yeah, it's good racing. It's nice because you can always see the guys in front of you. You're riding along fence posts, so you're always chasing, which is really cool. It's good fun.
No, it is at the moment. Obviously when the guys turn 38, they join into our class when we're about to leave the class. But listen, Bolly is a top runner and he's a good rider. And if we want to catch him, we really have to go out of our game to try catch him. But the likes of Guy and me, we're having our good old battles. And as long as we're out there enjoying our riding and having fun, and that's what it's all about.
It's been a good ride. Everything's gone well. Yeah, I'm happy.
With only 4 senior riders finishing, it was a great result for Maida Labuskakny in 4th place. The battles we have seen between Guy Henley and Wayne Farmer in the past did not come to fruition on this day, as Farmer was out due to a seized motor. This left Henley in 3rd place on the day, clean and clear.
I was quite surprised. The Oaks seem like they're upping their game. They're there, I've got to keep watching for them. And yeah, it seems to be a very lucky class.
After a few mechanical issues at this round, Bolly van Rooyen was beaten for the first time this season, and by less than 5 minutes. A good day out for Peter Hall, as he took overall honours in the senior category. The Masters class had some new names in the top 5, with Leonard Evans finishing in 4th place, while Kevin Paltzer finished on the last step of the podium in 3rd and Jan Burning in 2nd. But the day's Masters results went to Adrian Storm on the KTM with an emphatic 14-minute victory. Looking at the breakdown of the results in the Bush Stella 400, the senior class going to Peter Hall ahead of Van Rooyen and Henley. In the Masters, Storm takes his victory ahead of Burning and Peltzer. It was once again an amazing race in the ladies category, where Tay Perry showed her class with yet another win. With the overall ladies category consisting of both bikes and quads, it was Liesl Barnard who finished in 2nd place.
We're trying to get the ladies a lot more coverage, so we're really working hard to just go out there and try our best. We're fighting against the boys.
Shadri Monk did manage a great 3rd place, closely followed by Morena Fenter in 4th and Anae Steenkamp rounding off the top 5. Alistair Drennan unfortunately suffered a huge crash, breaking his collarbone, forcing him out of the high school class at this round, whilst Dion Oosthuizen finished in a credible 5th place. Nicholas Marburger had a seamless race and finished a great 4th place, just behind 3rd place finisher Silius Fourie. But the main race in the category was a tight affair between Edouard Bester and Brendan Fourie, with Fourie once again claiming victory and extending his championship lead. Looking at the results and the breakdown of the categories, in the high school class, Brendan Fourie takes another victory ahead of Bester and Fourie. In the ladies, Perry dominating on the KTM ahead of Barnard. In KTM news this week, firstly going